With the car heading for a cliff, Republicans and Democrats are arguing about whether to turn left or turn right, and they are fast running out of road. A deal to raise the government's borrowing limit will have to be done soon, or the U.S. will default on its debts. The president and congressional leaders met again this afternoon. The hang-up is whether the deal will include tax increases, as the Democrats insist, or only spending cuts, as Republicans demand. We have 3 reports tonight on the deadline to default. First, Chip Reid at the White House, where the president had a news conference today.
Scott, some Republicans are calling for a stopgap measure to give more time to negotiate. The president says absolutely not.
I will not sign a 30-day or a 60-day or a 90-day extension. That is just not an acceptable approach.
Just last week, the president said a spirit of compromise had negotiators on track for a $4 trillion debt reduction deal. Now, Speaker John Boehner says the most he can deliver is a deal about half that size. That has turned the president's optimism into exasperation.
This is what they claim would be the single biggest boost to business certainty and confidence. So what's the holdup?
The holdup is taxes. The president wants what he calls a balanced approach, including higher taxes on the wealthy and the elimination of tax breaks for certain corporations.
This is what a balanced package means. It means that we've got some spending cuts. It means that we've got some increased revenue. I'm willing to move in their direction in order to get something done. And that's what compromise entails.
The White House thought Speaker Boehner was moving in the president's direction on taxes, but over the weekend, Boehner took tax hikes and the $4 trillion deal off the table. Do you think he'll come back to the $4 trillion deal?
I think Speaker Boehner has been very sincere about trying to do something big.
The president said he understands Boehner's control of the Republican House is limited.
I think he's a good man who wants to do right by the country. I think that it's as Chip alluded to, the politics that swept him into the speakership were good for a midterm election. They're tough for governing.
But it's time, the president said, to set politics aside and make some tough decisions.
It's not going to get easier. It's going to get harder. So we might as well do it now. Pull off the Band-Aid. Eat our peas.
Scott, the president said that failure to reach a deal could lead to another recession that could be so deep that millions more Americans could lose their jobs.